Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life, and in this video we're going to be talking about 7 ways to tell that your ex wants more without them having to actually tell you that they want more. So this is actually interesting because oftentimes your ex may feel a little bit embarrassed to have left you, to have left the relationship, and to admit to themselves that, hey, I made a mistake, I want more, I want to get closer to you, I want to get back together, I want something more from you. And so they may let this, slip in subtle ways. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Obviously, they might just come right out and say, hey, I made a big mistake, take me back. But I mean, if that's what they're doing, you're probably not going to be watching this video. You're probably going to say yes, or you're probably going to say no, or whatever. But anyway, there's very little ambiguity when they do that. But anyway, let's get into some of these more subtle ways that they might do this. So the first one is that they leave the door open or make themselves available. That is to say, they leave the door open for the two of you potentially doing something in the future. They make themselves available. They let you know that, like, hey, just so you know, maybe we can do this over the summertime. Maybe we can do this weekend. Oh, just so you know, I don't have anything going on tomorrow night. Things like that. Leaving the door open so that you can kind of step forward. Again, they might be feeling a lot of embarrassment about leaving the relationship. They might feel really weird about just directly saying, hey, I want you back, because they might feel guilt about all of that. They might think, hey, why would they even want me back? I broke up with them, I hurt them. They'd probably say no because I hurt them so much. And so they're going to be putting these feelers out there in a really subtle kind of way, like just letting you know that they're somehow available. And then if you walk through that door, then they're thinking like, okay, cool, maybe they want this too. And then that's going to help them move forward because they're probably insecure about a lot of things themselves too. They're probably worried how you view them. They're probably worried about rejection as well too. I know it might be hard to believe, but yeah, it's true. So the second thing that they might do is they might compliment you. That is to say, compliment something great that you did, some way that you look, something about your personality, I don't know, but they might be complimenting you like, oh, I've always known that you do really well on that exam, or I knew that you'd do great on this presentation, or I've always thought that you really dress well, or I never really valued, how warm and bubbly your personality is until recently, or something like that, right? Where they're just complimenting you and letting you know that, hey, you're someone that I like, that I value in some capacity. Okay, that's another way that you can tell that they want more than whatever the two of you are having right now. The third one is kind of the flip side of this, and that's that they put themselves down. Now, of course, this can be a self-esteem issue. Obviously, people that put themselves down relative to you may have self-esteem issues, but it could also be that, again, they're feeling a little bit guilty, they're feeling a little bit bad, there's sort of this embarrassment or regret that they're feeling about breaking up or leaving the relationship. And so they might say things like, oh, you deserve so much better than me, you could probably get any other guy or girl out there that you want. I'm not good enough for you. Things like that, right? Or basically they're kind of putting themselves down, and this lets them off the hook for feeling bad about things. And they're hoping that if you do this, this is probably all going on unconsciously for them, but they're hoping that if they do this, then you'll come forward and say, oh, you're not that bad. And then that'll kind of validate them a little bit, and then they'll feel a little bit more comfortable getting closer to you, or maybe feel like you're getting closer to them. The fourth thing is also that they might put down other romantic prospects. Okay, so the two of you are single, the two of you broke up. Maybe your, I don't know, let's just say ex-girlfriend says, oh, that other guy there, he's interested in me, but I never really liked him. He seems like too I don't know, not ambitious enough, or too much of a slob, or I don't know, whatever the case might be. Basically, letting you know that they aren't interested in other people. This is sort of tied into leaving the door open, but it's letting them know that, like, hey, I'm not out there trying to get with this person or that person or anything like that. Okay, that's another way of them subtly letting you know that they are available, that the door is open, and that they are just sort of consciously putting out feelers to see how you will respond. The next one is that they will flirt with you. This is pretty obvious, but if they're flirting with you, they probably know what they are doing. Most people's exes are going to be very cautious when it comes to the idea of flirting or doing something that might send the wrong message or give false hope. And so they are probably going to be very conservative with their messaging and how things might be interpreted by you. So if they actually are flirting with you, then it shows like, okay, they are acknowledging to a certain degree that they do like you and that they are okay taking it that way, knowing that it might actually be interpreted by you as like, you know, a sign that there's still some sort of hope or that they are interested in you, right? They're going to be very careful about this most likely. So if they're flirting with you, that is probably an invitation to take things to a deeper level. Number 6 is that they prioritize or make time for you. So that is to say, if they are going out of their way to spend time with you, if they're going out of their way to interact with you when they don't have to, when there's no external reasons why they would need to, you know, it's a different story if the two of you work together or have mutual friends together or live next door to each other or something like that, or have kids together or something. But if there's no actual reason for your lives to be tethered together, but you still are, they're still going out of the way to maybe meet up with you or talk to you or interact with you or whatever the case might be, then it just shows that they are prioritizing the interactions between you, especially if it involves something, you know, like standing up to someone who's maybe putting you down or something like that. It just shows that they're prioritizing you, prioritizing your feelings, prioritizing your experience, prioritizing interacting with you and getting closer to you. And this is obviously not something that they need to do, which means if they are doing it, that they're getting some sort of benefit from this. Again, just looking at where the things are at on an emotional level, okay? By the way, if you like this video, help me out by liking this video. Hit that thumbs up button. It does help us out with YouTube, so please do that. Please comment, subscribe, all that stuff, you know. It does help us out. And the last thing on this list here is they will clear a path for the two of you to actually get closer together. Okay, now there are a lot of reasons why they might not clear a path. You know, if they're in a rebound relationship, for example, it can be an emotionally difficult thing for them to do to end that relationship. If they told all their friends and family that the two of you broke up, it can be very difficult for them to go back to those same people and say, hey, you remember that guy or that girl that I was trash talking, you know, a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago? Well, guess what? We're dating again. You know, that can be a little bit difficult, maybe a little bit embarrassing, whatever. They might hold off on these sorts of things because of how difficult or emotionally challenging they might be. However, if they are doing these sorts of things, it shows that they are really getting ready to create this path for the two of you to actually reconcile and get back together. So if they're doing things, I mean, you know, those are big things, obviously, but if they're doing other sorts of things as well, too, like rearranging their schedule so that the two of you can actually meet up, or, you know, being very cautious about how they word things so that you don't misinterpret it in a way that causes you to feel hurt or something like that, then it just shows that they are clearing that path for the two of you to connect deeper, for the two of you to get closer, or for the two of you to actually take things to that other level and, you know, potentially even get back together again. So that kind of sums up some ways that your ex might try to show you that they want more than what's going on right there. And if you want to learn more about how to actually, you know, help them through this journey, because this is difficult for them to actually admit all of this and get closer to you and everything, you might want to check out our course called the X Solution Program. You can find information about that over at modernlove.life/ESP. That's modernlove.life, not .com, but .life/E as in X, S as in solution, and P as in program, ESP. Basically what that does is it helps you to connect with your ex, to follow them, and to guide them through their own emotional journey in the process of getting back together with you. We've talked in previous videos and in previous series on this channel about the 5 stages your ex goes through. You can find information on that up there in this video card, by the way. But the ESP helps you guide your ex and navigate through these 5 stages so that your ex can create this better, stronger emotional bond with you and to create a new possibility for the two of you to get back together. So anyway, once again, if you want to learn more about that, go over to modernlove.life/ESP. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Please take care and be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Until next time.